Welcome back, friends. Technology issues fixed, as you can see. Kapow! Here we are, friends. We are taking a look at that. Some AI rendered art. Some things that I meant to discuss. Let me jump over here to make him. Hello, friends, and welcome back. I am your host, the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo, DJ Zed, my imaginary digital robot rock enthusiast sidekick from the sci-fi action adventure book series I have not even really started writing yet, on the music in your ears. So a couple of things that were meant to have happened or been discussed on the original take. This is take 2. Welcome back. Unfortunately, we had some tech issues, but I was going to talk about how I'd already sort of window shopped in comparison, looked at the most interesting sounding of the AR generating apps available on the iPad marketplace, and that hitherto I had found this one, Wombo Art Dream, to be the coolest one. Maybe not always the one that got the some of the other ones seemed like knockoffs of this one, but with slightly smaller and less awesome interfaces. And I just sort of generally enjoyed using it the most. Thanks to some anonymous donations and a little bit of strategery and waiting for the right moment, I went ahead and got the pro version to check it out. So we're looking at here. That's what we're back in here. Raw feed. I may keep this for a while. I may not keep this for a while. I gotta juggle. You know, like many people, I'm struggling to keep the household budget on track. So I put in a prompt and I did not feed it an image. And these are really awesome. They're actually very well detailed. Most of these came out pretty, oh, this might be the best one. Although they all came out kind of better detailed than some of previous attempts, especially in the arms and hands department and in just general. But all of them, their eyes are weird. I can't zoom in anymore from that. But for some reason, with all of them, their eyes are just kind of wonky weird. So there's that going on. I don't remember the prompt looking this tiny over here. But okay, let's take a look at this. Oh, actually, let's show you the whole thing. Dream, create artwork. That's what the icon looks like. And in the marketplace, Dream. It looks like that. Dream by Wombo, AI art tool. Boop. Check that out. Read the things. Okay, so there's a growing community here. That's the other thing I like about this app, is that as opposed to the other ones, there seems to be actually a kind of a community. There was one of my doodles, one of my prompts. Oh, this is hilarious. Jennifer Lawrence painting a dinosaur with Bob Ross. That's kind of awesome. It's brilliant. Oh, I kind of wish I knew. I wish. I mean, that's a nice title, interesting choice, beautiful depiction. I wonder what the other text they might have entered. When this first started loading, you might have seen one of my creations, recent ones that I kind of really like, which may no longer be here, visible in the community area. And so there's a lot of people dropping a lot of cool AI generated Dolly Parton looking, Dolly Parton mermaid, wild hair, golden scales, glam clothing, underwater, Vanity Fair, style of Cheryl Walsh, beautiful, elegant, photorealistic, HDR 8K. Okay, so you learn pardon my tongue-tiedness, you learn a lot when you really pay attention to some of the word choices and the way they lay things out. So this is very clear instructions, right? Dolly Parton mermaid, comma, wild hair, comma, golden scales, comma, glam clothing, comma, underwater, comma, Vanity Fair, right, to reference the sort of style reference, comma, style of Cheryl Walsh to get even more specific, comma, beautiful, comma, elegant, And these last ones, photorealistic HDR 8K. I definitely want to start using some of those. I also noticed like very detailed. Photorealistic. If you really want to go photorealistic. There's a cool one for like a steampunk character. Albino punk, rock, mermaid, wild hair, glam clothing, underwater, cover art. Someone's into mermaid characters. Dope. Well, anyways, for a hot second, Matrix Maiden. Let's see what other detailed character. Nope, not full blown text. That's a great character too. Now, sometimes I noticed today when wanting to remix, because you can like, let's say we really like this character, and we want to see how the big purple button is remix. When you hit remix, you can either use the prompt or use the base image. And sometimes, like it's like, nope, sorry, I don't want to work with that. Oh, it's not showing up. Anyways, I generated something. We can go look at mine. Boom! This one was on the main menu for a hot second. But clearly, tons and tons and tons and tons of new art is available all the time. I've been on a kick, obviously, with Redheads because I luckily landed an interesting, cool. Look at the face though. Like I want to remix this and then update the prompt. Action adventure movie poster of a female spy leading lady, athletic, buxom redhead supermodel. Something's really wrong with the proportions of everything. The best part is the hair. The hair's amazing. So that was just like the first stab. And then I got a much better result with still weird, creepy robot. Like, what's wrong with your eyeballs, eyes? But everything else is kind of pretty decent. The smile and the nose, a little weird. I don't know where this image. This came out pretty awesome. Still with the like, what's wrong with her eyeballs kind of a thing. This is tall, athletic, buxom, redhead, Amazonian, super-powered female action hero. Hands a little weird. Like arguably, if this were done by a person, a human artist, those really little details that are like extra wonky wouldn't be extra wonky, one would hope. Again, her eyes are like, what? They're like too big for the sockets, so the irises look weird, and it just all looks strange. Field agent didn't seem to, but this one came out kind of amazing. Still a little weird with the eyes, but better, much better. Like if I was gonna take this and sketch over it, I would just do my own eyes, you know, like. But otherwise, I would totally use this as a. So the character name that I'm working with is actually a character that's part of the Zeppoverse, part of the almost daily, not the almost daily, sorry, the many adventures of Mr. Zeppo and DJ Zed, or the many adventures of DJ Zed and Mr. Zeppo. In fact, she is the main character in her own book series. So I kept kind of taking stabs at it. You can see almost photorealistic, much better, and kind of, but not really. But then the weird background and the eyeballs, so. This one came out great, although I wouldn't use that background. That background just doesn't make any sense. I don't know if this is based on a really specific image, but as you can see, I changed the prompt completely. Now, the title of the piece is Warrior Shaman, and you add that at the end, so it doesn't influence the generation of the image, I don't think. But the prompt, the text I added, and I didn't add any image to this. I didn't have, like, a photo from Thingamahoo. Again, the eyes. This is video game quality, but the eyes look super weird. Like, you'd improve those eyes. This works because this is in graphic art style. And if I was re-sketching it or redrawing it or digitally remastering it, I would keep all of it all the same, but at some point I'd go in there and rework the eyes so they make more sense. Because they're just sort of weird, shiny blobs. I'd get rid of the weird, I don't know what it says Newsub, I don't know. I'd get rid of the text on the shirt. I changed the orange to purple and the blue to green and that purple to coordinating purple of like the Zeppoverse. And I'd get rid of the... See, I think this at some point must be based on some image that was deposited into the app. And I don't know if that person had rights to or not. And I didn't ask for that, right? I didn't upload an image for this, I swear to you. And I kind of got sucked into doodling, playing with it, tinkering with it before I fixed the tech issues. But yay, more people are, I'm participating in the community, more people are seeing me in the community. That's the thing. But now we're live, friends, here we are. And let's see how this one looks. In-game, left cam. The screen is all the way over, so you see it pretty good. As you can see, I've got a cool icon, one of the old school. That's a real image. I don't know if you can open that up. It's a shame. Every social media platform and app that gives you a profile and a profile picture should let us open it up whenever we're looking at it. I should be able to go look at someone else. Like, let's say if I go look at this person's profile, I should be able to open up their picture and see the full original image as uploaded. Now, these turn out great. Now, I don't know why. And also, you'll note, and I often forget about this, but you'll note it over here. Oh, my photo is blocking it. Let me mute out my face for a hot second. See where right in the bottom corner where the title is, it just says dream and there's no text front? I do it all the time. I forget the title, my things. Look at how awesome this is, and yet eyeballs totally weird and wrong. Like you go in and erase those and make those by hand or steal some real looking eyeballs or something. But obviously someone's really into superheroes, action comic heroes, and not titling their published art cards because they all say dream. This is a great Spider-Man. Boom, good for you. Okay, so anyways, there's no way to message people. I think we can report people. I thought there was a way to follow people. No, that's a website thing. Yeah, that's a iPad thing. I thought there was a way to follow people, but apparently there's not. Wait, let's click on him again like this. I can remix, I can heart, I can save the image. No, I guess there's no following people. I download, view artist profile, share, report. No, I'm not gonna report. I don't report people unless it's like really graphically something horrible. I've never reported anybody on this app because nothing too worrisome has ever occurred, or I've never seen it anyways. There are images that are like, nope, the app won't make it, and you can get there by accident. Something about a wording prompt that I did a little bit earlier. I think it's because I used the combination of buxom blonde and I wanted two ladies standing side by side in a sort of action adventure book cover pose, and I should start using that phrase. Ooh, I think I used movie poster, and it didn't turn out right. Whenever you use movie poster, it tries to put random gobbledygook made up nonsense text on it. At least I've found. Let's check out some of my other art for those of you who've never seen it before. These are some recent ones. I really like this. I inputted Mandelbrot Fractal, which is a real thing. You should look up Mandelbrot Fractal if you've never seen it. Go check it out. It's super cool. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up for yourself. There should be some static imagery. There should be some lectures by Monsieur Mandelbrot. I believe he's from some country where they speak French. I forget which country. I could be totally wrong about that. But there is a scientist, a mathematician, theoretical mathematician of some kind, and I think he invented fractalism, if you want to call that as the study of the mathematics of fractals. He technically can be described as he can be the person to be attributed in history as having discovered the field of fractal mathematics. Human beings had sort of intuitively understood the idea of fractals before and had depicted things in approaching level of accuracy in terms of depicting some forms of mathematically fractal imagery, but it had never been a computational science before. And it became a computational science because for the first time ever, this mathematician was able to use computers, and this is way back in the late 80s, early 90s, I think. Anyways, there's some other ones where I use that way back. Now go back over here. This is my created. It's funny that you can see what people have liked. Anyways, at whatever time frame it was, whatever decade he did it, here's a couple more. I used, he first identified the algorithmic mathematics that accurately define, depict, and calculate, because it's algorithmic mathematics. It isn't just like a measurement unit that was a new form of measurement, right? But it technically qualifies as that kind of. Although that's a complicated issue. This is a very not fractally fractal. The big contribution to math, to science, to mathematics, and to various other areas that could extrapolate from the mathematics that Mandelbrot identified, let's say, defined, created, refined, proved, and tested, and confirmed as consistent, is that something has become ever more prominently clear since the definition of fractal, of a fractal and of fractalism. And that's everywhere you look in nature. Everything's a fractal. Once you start understanding the way in which fractals express themselves and the way in which you can perceive them, identify them, measure them. I should show you, do I have the original image somewhere? I'm sure I do. Would it be in a folder over here somewhere? I have some archives of some past good and bad successes and failures. Here's a Wonder Woman image that I try to make using a filter. This is way back when I was just test driving it for free. And of all the free modes, by the way, Wombo Art's Dream app has plenty of free filters. Like the majority of the filters are free. The premium filters are actually kind of the minority. And you can render one variant of each thing that you enter, but you have unlimited access. You don't, anyways, I'm not seeing. There, somewhere in here, oh, here's my Wattpad promotional stuff. Here's, for those of you who haven't not seen my Wattpad page, this is what it looks like. What's up with, let me shrink this back down so it's fitting more correctly. Because when you're looking at saved images, for some reason the screen projection ratio is different. But the fan art that we're going to be working on today, or the whole point of making today about creating fantasy fiction fan art, see how I made it an alliteration to Friday, is because I want to start generating my own character concept art to sprinkle throughout the books, and actual embedded scene art based on what's happening, right? And I'm not going to do it all trying to use just the AR app. I'm not. Here's a few of the books that I've already got sample chapters on. Addicted to Dragons is a book about games, inspired by, it's a book about video games and about addiction and about mega corporate moguls who are not users of their own product, dealing with the tumultuous roller coaster ride that is their CEO and chief executive being a young mogul, going through, who is a user of their products and of other gaming products, going through deep, life-crippling gaming addiction. Okay, and it's an action adventure. Yeah, like you're lost in the sci-fi of the games that this person is playing, and they are depicted to you as if he was living it in the first person, third person kind of universe of like of CGI animated movies. But it's a book. It's a novel. So I want to make cool, awesome art for all these books. And I'm going to, the process, the reason I'm showing you these images, just so you know, you can go visit wattpad.com/Mr. Zeppo. I don't know if you as a reader need to put in user. But if you're in Wattpad and if you have an account, you can just type in Mr. Zeppo in the search for widget, in the search engine, search bar. If you don't have an account and you're curious, it's totally free. There is a premium thing where you as a reader can support the books that you read by giving them sprinkles or chips or coins or whatever it is. Every platform's doing it, from social media platforms to art viewing, sharing art platforms to this one. And I don't know how I don't have a premium account. I have a totally free account, and the totally free account is super robust. And there's very few ads unless they've changed everything since the last time I logged in. And it's been a hot minute since I've logged in. I'll be honest. But here's some few more. Here's a. Oh, I should find that original image. I have that original image. It was a stock photo that I have access and rights to use of this redheaded woman sitting in a pair of jeans and some kind of crop halter top thing, looking up at the camera. That I got from this. I love me some Adobe. Shout out to Adobe Studio Art stuff. That's totally worth getting. If you're a student, oh my gosh, get the student account. If you're not, get one of the like casual user economy accounts. So worth it. And make sure it's one of the ones that activates this app. This is the app I make all my memes with. This is the app that I make most of the like. This is the app I made Welcome to the Zeppoverse with, not including the weed frame. That's a separate ingredient that I used. Photoshop, full Photoshop, which I indeed also can use. I have access to. Welcome to the Zeppoverse. The text though, solo.to and the background, not the supporter goal. That's an in-game. That's an in-studio Streamlabs thing. And then the character I made. I'm not deleting them. I'm just making them disappear. The character I made. Let me make sure that this is actually fit the screen. Boop. Oh, it looks better if I stretch the screen a little bit, because then there's no weird black gaps behind the weed frame. But this image, which I've made multiple iterations of, I made using Adobe Express, and then Photoshop, which let's go back to the raw feed over here. Show you these apps over here. Unsplash is a great place to get stock imagery, which is where, and I will tell you this for reals, where we might be pulling some stock imagery ideas to feed the AI art machine thing to like get it started. If it's not really giving us something that we like, we'll see if we find something approximate. And as you'll see, the AI art has 3 different settings when it comes to how strongly influenced by the uploaded image that you give it. And because Unsplash is all free to use, use it in backgrounds, use it as to make derivative art, stock photo that they get the artists who get their stuff can also sell their art. It's built into the interface. I believe you can buy art. But anyways, you'll see. We're going to do a whole fun stuff. But with Photoshop, we're going to be isolating, cropping characters, cutting them out of backgrounds. And then maybe also for future long-term development stuff, once we get what we're going to be combining them with some, putting them into some other art. Where's my other art stuff? Sketch and paint. We'll be using some of these other ones, and I'm a little rusty. I need to fire up some of these apps and just poke around and look at them and go, which one did I really love for using this? Once we've isolated a figure. Let's say it's a Mr. Zeppo figure, right? Let's say it's, oh wait, no. Yeah, well, yeah. Hold on a second. Let's say, for example, this is a real photo of me that I then dropped through PaintCan. And I love that the info tells me where I got the image from. Is the info showing? I guess not. That's not showing on the stream. I can see it though. It's a real photo of me that I isolated, I deleted very rough tumbly using, I think, like the built-in edit photo app in the iPad. And then I took over to PaintCan and said, let's pretend we're painting it with a paintbrush. And it looks like this. And it's kind of blah. But I'm going to be taking more original photos. There's a photo I stole from the internet of George Floyd back in the day when I was going to be doing the George Floyd product. As you can see, here's some original stuff. Here's some original sketch art that I've been dabbling and doodling with. Some of this is like improvised. Some of this is trace work off of like learn to do art sketchbooks. I'm terrible. If you just force me to draw a human figure right now, I can't even do it. That's like a horrible human figure that I drew. Here's my robots, some robots. I'm getting a little bit better at freehanding this face thing. I think I freehanded that. But that was part of a project of like, I'm going to train this for a hot minute. Here's some droids that I like the designs that I just sat down while my tea kettle was boiling. And I need to get back into doing this. While my tea kettle was boiling, I just sat down with a sketch pad and doodled. Oh, here's a little stop motion, I think. Let's put a little music to it. Come on, stop motion, play. Is it playing? It doesn't look like it's playing. Is this video or stop motion? I was doing stop motions. No, I guess it's not working. Come on, play. Using AirPlay. Okay. Can I fast forward through it? There we go. Oh, it is just a really slow motion stop motion. Its play rate is super goofy slow. Can I make it play faster? I can fast forward it myself by dragging the film script, the film widget on the bottom. So you can see, I used to do this all the time downstairs at my kitchen table, and then I kind of stopped doing it like a while ago. I think in part because it was clogging up a lot of space on my iPad. I need to like share some of these and then delete them, right? So that they're out there on the internet. Maybe shoot them over to my, here is a semi-free-handed, very horrible, like stick figure. I was hoping it might be a robot at some point, but it's supposed to be the skeleton-based like blue line that you then make a real cartoon character figure out of. And there's like a learn to sketch art book. All my art books are over here somewhere behind us. Where this one, let me see if I can find. Here, it's right over here. Ah! This one, here's what I did. Okay, so no rights infringement intended. This is a real learn to sketch art book that I bought at Barnes & Noble, I believe. And it's got this cover, right? It's the manga artist workbook. It's super cute. It's compact. It's a great extra, like, project-y, like, if you're just learning, or even if you, oh, look. He signed it really cool. That looks pretty dope. That's my signatures. Well, that's my dirty fingernails. I need to trim and clean my fingernails. Gross. That is my, not my signature, but my fictional self-fan fiction character name in like hand, whatever you call that. Not cursive, the opposite. But anyway, so the book has a lot of exercises, and it gives you, oh, here's like a body frame, right? And it describes it for you. And here's the cool part about it. Built in, and by the way, anyone learning how to sketch art, if you've got a little bit of pocket money, go to your craft store. Go to your arts and crafts supply store where you would probably get this book. Like Michael's, I either got this at Barnes & Noble or at Michael's. Actually, I probably fibbed when I said Barnes & Noble earlier. Well, there's a likelihood I might have gotten this at Barnes & Noble, but most of the art books back there in the stack I got at Michael's, which is a great craft art supply store. And it's kind of one of the big chains, and they might be the only one you got. But what I was going to say is, like, everybody should go get a real sketchbook. You can go buy, this is called Vellum. And it comes in different levels of transparency. As you can see, this is very thick. It's very, but as you can, this is the way it works. Hold on, let me change cam mode. Let me put you in main cam still though, so you can see this real quick. This is built in because it's the gimmick of the book. Like, here's the lesson. Trace this. And he gives you one to practice, right? And then you can kind of like, it also tells you like, you know, what you're gonna do when you like erase the blue line and fill in the regular character details with your dark pencil, with your lead pencil. And that, for those of you who don't know, that's how like real character figure drawing is done. First you start with, and you don't always sketch it from a book, but once you're good at making these, you practice making these, you drill making these, and you can see I suck. But here, let me show you an image of what I mean. First, you make one of these in blue pencil, and there's a really specific number that I can't remember off the top of my head that's like considered the best kind, because it'll erase good and or not Xerox copy. And actually, this comes from mimeography too. The blue line will mimeograph, I think. But anyways, this is old school, right? Hand drawn on paper. I'm not talking about digital art. But you make your blue line, and then you draw it over with a lead pencil in the classic number 2 or whatever your preferred number is. Number 2 is what you use in school. Here's a character figure that I did totally impromptu. And then I think I traced it over onto some... I forget where I did this originally, but I started, and I don't remember where I started, but I then started layering it with lines in a counterintuitive way. So like the heavy, thick black line might have been the last thing I drew. And then somewhere in the middle of all that, there's like a basic blue line that I started, and then I just started layering things on. And then I did the shadowing and the like fake comic book panel. Like, look, it's a little action panel where you zoom in on Dr. Zemo or whatever this character is. This is another weird thing that it's supposed to be a helmet. It's like a side view of one of Mr. Zeppo's silver chrome dome helmets. This is me attempting to draw like a space action figure ninja lady robot. It's terrible. I can't believe I showed you that. This is an enemy, a villain that has a similar like chrome dome, but has more robotic faces. A nemesis of Mr. Zeppo that has no name. Maybe that Dr. Nemo. There's a cool. So this is some of that vellum paper, right? That's vellum paper sitting on top of a blank piece of regular sketchbook paper, some medium weight, something lightish, the cheap ass kind that isn't newspaper. There's like, you can buy so many different kinds of sketchbooks. It's crazy. You can like blow all your money, all your pockets spending money. But anyways, so what I did was from a totally different sketch, learn to make character art books, and I'll try to find it to give it credit right now. Let me see if I can find it. But there's a side view character of a female character, and it might be this one. Yes, I think it is. I might not find the actual. It might be this one or the one that's made by the same author. It's back over here. I might have pulled this office secretary lady side view from this Christopher Hart Learn to Draw Cartoons book, which is super cool. They're like a great price. How much does this cost? $20. And it's full of design concepts and lessons, and it's like, draw this little Woodgie character, draw this other character, draw this other character. And just like, if you're diligent and disciplined, which I clearly have not been, because I bought this book an embarrassing number of months ago. Like last year level. Like way early last year, if not even more so. Ooh, God, I was just wondering if I had the receipt up in here. And I'm now really debating in my head whether or not I should read the date. When did I buy this book? I kept the receipt, and the date is somewhere on here. There's a date. Oh, this is hilarious! Oh my God, I can't believe this. I bought this on 4/21/21, the day after my highest high holy day. Anyways, this is an amazing book. If you're an artist, if you're young, if you're curious, if you want to go, if you can't afford like art lessons, but you want to pick up like a book that's like gonna teach you some fundamentals and push it, great starting place. You can only scrape together $20. It's $19.99 in America, $26.95 in Canada. No one's paying me to endorse this. No infringement is implied or intended. A genuine, sincere, multiple. Imagine my hello, welcome whoever just dropped in. I can't quite see your name over here, and I'm not seeing you in my chat moderator. Maybe in a multi-stream I'll see you. Multi-stream, chat, read only. It doesn't show anything. Weird. But hello and thank you. So yeah, genuine endorsement. I hope no one sues me. Christopher Hart. It's part of a multi-series called Drawing with Christopher Hart. And I have a massive obsessive compulsive collection of back when I was like, from before I ever started streaming. I was like, I want to doodle. I want to draw cartoon characters for myself for my books that I'm writing. So I started obsessive compulsively collecting art books. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see me over here. Oh yeah, these are real. This is my art box with all my pencils. And this is a stack of like various levels of not completed, almost completed. Some of them I could just call them finished and be like, this is a cool sketch and not push it further. Doodles and stuff from that period. Some of these I made stop motion bits. Some of these I didn't. One of these days we should walk through them all. The goal is to scan them or photograph them like this. This actually works. Let's go back to the raw feed. See how I've got this photographed? I can now this is me tracing an office character in the thing. And then me sort of like half tracing, half improvising a couple of different practice attempts based on that. And sort of like getting it really horribly wrong. But I could take, let's say I really like this one as like a sort of security cyber doll robot, right? The one all the way to this one over here. I could take this into Photoshop, crop it so it's just this character, or actually just crop it here first, take it into Photoshop, and isolate it and use that, or take it into, well, what app would I use to first render it in, not that's DJ stuff. Come here, art apps. I take it to is it not XD? I take it to one of these vectors really good. Vector Q vectors, interestingly, and some of these vector really bad. Like Vectornator has never worked for me. But Vectornator might really work for this particular sketch doodle character that we're talking about here. But another idea separately is to take these into an actual sketch art app, like not Adobe Express. What was I going to do in Adobe Express just now? I don't know. We don't need it. Dream will reboot you in a hot second. I can take a sketch like that and drop it into Adobe Draw or Fresco or Sketch or Sketches or Concepts, put it in as a background, and then like sketch it manually myself using either or one of my pencils. I think, well, this one I have to use the one that matches the Pro. So we're going to be doing things like that more and more often because we want to create characters. Come on, there we go. We want to create characters that, here's a little angry public service bot that's like a sign bot. It just sits there and like announces things. Anyways, here's another sketchadoodle thing. This one plays right. Hooray! I don't know why the other one wasn't playing correctly. So this is kind of fun and interesting because it's like, you know, art show. You can see just my hands sitting around. That's a little robot guy that I made, inspired by another little robot guy that I made before. I was like, I think I can kind of make a little standing version of him. So applications, I might want to take like this shape. Let's say, for example, this is a weird robot shape, and feed it, like strip it, isolate it, make it a, or maybe that lady shape. That where's my tracing of the other thing? This one was horrible from that cover. This one's kind of cute though. Come here, open up for me. This one's kind of cute and almost works. I could maybe get rid of the hands and redo them, like erase them, redo them. But I could take that and like first turn it into, or maybe straight from pencil, but drop it into AI Dream and be like, now render it in some style. But what I wanted to do for today is talk about all this stuff and express like some of the plans. And thanks for being here, viewer. Although I can't quite read your name. It's too tiny over there on my thing, and you're not showing up in my chat monitor. So I'm not sure which platform you're on, but thanks for being here. Oh, that's hilarious. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot in GoldenEye as Xena Onatopp. 8K. I don't know what that bar means, but 8K hyper realistic, hyper detail, UHD, HDR. And everything in quotes. See, that looks pretty darn good. Her eyes are still the thing that, like, tell me this is AI and not someone working in a completely different computer. You can render this, and I've got some of the tools to do that. There's 3D sculpture, character creation kind of art tools out there. Some of them free, some of them low budget, you know, low cost. Some of them with student things. It's pretty dope. I've got to remember to use instructions like hyper realistic, HDR, detailed, very detailed, etc. But here's another Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot in GoldenEye as Xena Onatopp. I love that it's pulling some Xena Warrior Princess ingredients into it. It's kind of hilarious. Now one of the hard parts is like, if I tell it like my own character, like if I just tell it Mac, it'll be like, wait, what? It doesn't know. This one is like Halle Berry as Wonder Woman movie poster. That's pretty great. And it didn't put crazy, goofy text in. Which it always does when I've ever used movie poster before for myself. So in this episode, what we're going to do is tinker with generating some new images and then hopefully getting some really, really good ones. And not quirky, weird, horrible ones. What's this one? The Great Kali as Conan. Art by Frank Frazetta. Interesting. I wonder if they fed it in something. I wish I had more art styles in the style of specific artists that I could drop in my head. Girlfriend. No text prompt, just the title, Girlfriend. So what we're going to do is we're going to play some music and we're going to goof off. And why do I already want to take a break? Because this kind of episode makes me anxious. Oh, what is the text prompt for this? The Super Society, and like they didn't put a proper dream. Super Society. Supity Seasiai. See, it doesn't really make real text. And look how her mask, the girl on my left is missing an eye, and the girl on the right doesn't really look like a superhero so much. She looks more like a hotel receptionist in a Far East Asian country. And then the Super Batman. What is this Superman with a Batman cowl? The Sopakalili. Wow, it's brutal. So it kind of fails there. What is this? That's not right. I don't even want to start started on how many levels that's not right. But for one thing, it was nowhere near anatomically correct. This Gal Gadot, though. Gal Gadot in Casino Royale as Vesper Lynn. I guess it gets specific enough. You name a specific actor and a specific character, and you get a really solid outcome. I wish I had actresses' names. Oh, man. So... I've got... By the way, there are some friends of mine in real life that have given me permission to use their image. Although I should probably revisit Touchstone with them and make sure it's okay. Fitness. Where's the text prompt? This is a perfect one for Mac. So let me explain to you this character. In the Zeppoverse, there is a series of stories set in a timeline, set like 100 years in the future. So it would be 21, you know, we're going to live through the 90s, the 80s, 90s, the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, early aughts, and 20s all over again. Because, you know, that's basically my real life lifespan, right? Although I was not born in the 50s. But it's part of my awareness and part of my fascination in terms of, you know, media has been... I've seen real movies from that era. I love cinema, etc. I'm gonna steal this. What you're allowed to do, you can save any of these images. Now, sometimes this has worked, sometimes it does not. If I hit remix image, use image as input, medium. Now you see I can do weak, normal, strong. Now it doesn't literally mean the clarity. I'm gonna leave it on normal. It uses that hazing to just sort of be figurative. Well, I have prompt history over here. We're gonna pick one that we worked all right before, and then add some of those different kinds of keywords that we've been finding. Let's try this one, which is a description of my actual character. And curiously, you get 200 characters that describe the thing. Character portrait of Mac. She is a tall, attractive, athletic, buxom-redheaded, female intelligence field agent for an international intelligence gathering agency. What are some of the... Let's see, cap locks HD. There's been 8K, 4K, I guess 4K is a thing. What were some of the really interesting ones? I just listed off a bunch of cool things and I don't remember what they are. You can fit like one more word in. Very detailed. Okay. Whoa, I can't type. Detailed. Let's see what this renders. Or if it'll even let us know. See, it's been happening a lot. There's been a lot of errors with remixing stuff. Okay, we'll get rid of the character and just see what it generates with no other input. Having tried that before, but we've added some things. Here we go. Success. And then one of the things we'll do after this is find an image. Oh, that one's very Mac. These are actually all super great. because she did, in fact, she has backstory being in the military. And of course, she's got to work her way up the ranks. So, because, when you're using for clarity, so no one gets confused, when you're using the free-only version, you get the first one, the one all the way to the left. You can download it. You can expand it like this and take a look at it. Look at her eyes are really great. That's good. I was thinking about putting in, adding, with something about describing her face as beautiful and believable or whatever. When you pay for premium, you can save all of them. Did I already save them all? I don't know if I did or not. Now we've got multiples if we did. You can expand them all to check them out. Super cool. And I can pick one to finalize. Now, I like them all, so I saved them all, but I'm going to pick this one to finalize. And we're going to call this Agent Mac. Mac is short for McNally or Mackenzie. I forget which. Or maybe the joke is that her name is Mackenzie McNally. I'm going to share this. I'm going to actually, Twitter it. Oh, can I share this to Photoshop? That's kind of cool. I can share it to Discord. I can share it to Trace. Trace is an app for architectural tracing. I don't know if it would take this image correctly and work with it well. I could, in theory, share it to Photoshop. I'm going to share it to Twitter for right now. See how it works. Did it let me? I might need to go back up. Nope. Let me back up. Cancel, cancel, cancel. I should just publish it here, and then I can share it, right? I want to copy. Darn it. If I back up, I'm going to lose this. Oh, wait. First of all, I wanted to save image because then it saves it with a frame. When I hit save before, it downloads just this image the way it is now. When you share it and then save, it saves it with a frame. And we'll see the difference in a hot second. And I do that for bookkeeping purposes. So it's yes, this is an image from this app, right? Dreams, Wombo Arts Dream AI. Now, one of the ways you can support the app, and I don't know if I get a cut, right? If you buy the print, I've never clicked on that, but they sell prints. If I was running this company, I would guarantee that if someone made this widget, right, that they would have rights to reuse it elsewhere, especially for social media silliness and whatnot. Obviously, you technically can because you can share it. Another thing I'm curious to see is the video. You can't play or share the video. We'll hit that next. But so the rights to reuse, but also if it's sharing in this community and this community, some people are going to want to buy this to print it on the wall, I should get a cut. Whoever generated it, whoever put in the text and the image suggestion should get a sliver of the however much it was to buy the print, I think. Let's just do Twitter. Introducing. What's one of the names of her books? Hard Knock Life is her backstory. Here, okay, don't steal this shit from me because this is real. I'm going to be developing this in the stream as we go. I'm down to have discussions with fans and enthusiasts, and what I'm trying to do is build my alpha audience, right? The hardcore fans that want to help support my projects into existence so that it's a published book series and we can make movies. Okay, so Mackenzie McNally. She's got other names, but I think I want to add Mackenzie McNally to it. Either as one of her multiversal selves or just as a secret pet nickname that one of her relationship partners calls her. She grows up in a hard knock life, rough and tumble, underground, black market society, pirate, underground, literally underground, figuratively underground pirate society under the ruined, wrecked city amongst the ruins of the mostly wrecked city of Old Edinburgh, which was paved over and rebuilt in the sci-fi future double-decker. Everything upper class is now literally a structural tier above everything else, and people living on the ground floor actually live under a simulated LED sky replacement, because you've been basically entombed in an underground underclass living environment. Anyway, she grows up there amongst the rubble and the gangs and the thieves and the pirates and the all the ragamuffins and street urchins, and eventually leads her own gang of sort of like mercenary, revolutionary, female radicals that are like fed up with the way things are and like how toxic this underground society has gotten, and are trying to like make something of themselves in the criminal, in very much in the sort of cyberpunk kind of way, trying to make a name for themselves in the black market, sort of thing. And then she has like a crisis of consciousness, a crisis of morals as she sort of gains power and stuff. And also, while that's happening, of course, details about all that are yet to be disclosed because they're in development. I want that to be also a capital. She gets, so all that is happening. She's having a crisis of consciousness, about like developing a moral code in the face of like her criminal gangsta life getting crazier and crazier and crazier and worse and worse and worse. And the humanitarian, like situation in and around that creates the existence of this underbelly of society, this criminal underground, that makes it even necessary or viable, is also getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And she's having relationship troubles, and her crew is sort of like turbulently, on the rocks, and maybe splitting up because one of her lieutenants is a little, like starry-eyed with ambition. And then, in the midst of all this calamity and chaos, and in the sort of what you would call the origin stories of the beginnings of what turns into this fictional alternate reality future, potential next world war, Mac gets recruited into a private security firm. And from there, expatriates to one of the empires of North America, where we find her in the main book series where she's sort of first introduced, or at least where I mentally first introduced her and literally wrote an introductory sequence for her and her sidekick and secret romance partner, which is sort of like hush hush hush, we're not supposed to talk about our dating at work, where she leads a strategic task force and strike team that is the top tier alpha level field like task force of the Trumptopian empires. And there's a new name for what the Trumptopian Empire is called, and I already forgot what I came up with, but it's written down and recorded somewhere. But there's a name for the Trumptopian Empire, which, for those of you who do not know, it's a little bit of satire, futurism, dystopian comedy. Imagine if Barron Trump, the youngest child of Donald Trump, came back with a little bit of Ivanka Trump help, right? Like Barron and Ivanka came back in a weird sort of like, what's going on? She's the hot older lady, and her popularity is intrinsic. And I don't mean to be judgmental, but let's be real. One of the reasons that the Trump family is so popular with the people that they're popular with is because almost all the women in the family, children and or wives, ex-wives and or dating partner, extremely hot. And that boosts their social appeal. Anyways, so in a future where, okay, fun reality fact. This is a reality in the universes that you all live in, at least the last time I checked. If it's not a reality in the universe you live in now, let me know, because that's super weird, because it should be. But in the United States of America, as of, I think it came to my attention in 2019, maybe 2018, but at the Congressional Library, right? The Congress has a library and I think it's called the Library of Congress, right? Where it tries to keep an archive of important books and popular books, and where you can register your book to be remembered. And a copy is kept there, I believe. It's a huge lobby, and they have been for some time in the process of digitizing their books. Not yet to be complicated, yet to be completed. Completed. In the Congressional Library, the Congressional Library of Congress, which is what it might be called in my book series, there really, really, really is a book from really, really, really like 1892 or something, like 1800s or 1700s. It's not the 1900s, right? And if it is the 1900s, it's like 1904. It's some ridiculously like, wow, that's just about 100 and some odd years ago, I think. And it's a I think it's a 3-book series collection, maybe. And if it isn't in real life, it is in my book series, where I'm fictionalizing, fan fictionalizing this real life book, because I swear to you, unless there's been some bifurcation of the Mandela effect, or the Mandela effect, depending on how you pronounce it, in the universes that you and I are both in, there really should be this book. I cannot remember the title right now, but I swear to you, I'm talking about a real thing, where it's the something adventures. It's not the many adventures, but it's some kind of adventures of Baron Trump. And it's about a little kid that grows up wanting to be the president of the United States of America, and does so under somewhat less than auspicious means, and then sort of goes on to take over the world, I think, or something like that. And it's very weird. And it came to my attention, I swear to you, I think just before or maybe just after, was it way back in 2016? Because I said 2019. It came to, I probably misspoke when I said the year, because I always forget how far back all of this Trump mania started, given that it's now 2023. But I swear, well, I should stop swearing, and I should just tell you. I vaguely recall, and I could be wrong, but in the fan fiction version of the storytelling, it will be set as, so it's inspired by my real life, but I don't remember how accurately I'm transposing it into fiction. But that this book came to my attention before Trump announced he was going to run for president. Okay? Now, I do not know, and I've never been aware of any statement that Trump himself was an owner or reader of this book. I have no knowledge. I have no knowledge that he's ever commented about this book, that anyone's ever asked him about this book. But he did want to become president, and he does have a kid named Baron. Baron, however you pronounce it. And I need to do the due diligence. Like, one day, fingers crossed, I get discovered. I'm on year 7. I'm just about to break year 7 of my 10-year-long journey into overnight success, friends. Thank you for being here. You are on the ground floor. In the not too distant future, I'm going to have capital investment funding. I'm going to have a payroll system. I'm going to be able to hire people. I'm going to be a job creator. I'm going to be the leader of a flagship media project of many projects. And one of the things we're going to do is do a special episode where we go to the Library of Congress, we find this book, and we check out a copy, or get a PDF made, or have them commission a printing of a readable, sellable paperback copy of it. And I think it is available on paperback. I think if you Google 1800s Trump adventures literature book, fantasy book, you'll find it. At any rate, it's a MacGuffin in my universe of fictional dystopian potential futures. 100 years from now, the whole cycle is repeating itself again. And I'm just going to use silly, goofy variants of their names. Also in this universe, by the way, don't sue me, Trump family. I love you guys. I mean no disrespect. But all of this has been a... Oh, God, the phrase I almost turned was wrong. Crass. Way too wrong. But all of this has been a crazy, crazy clown show of hilarious and wrong. And we must make fun of it or else what? And we must make sure we don't let it repeat itself. But imagine a universe where 100 years from now, right? Which should arguably be 100 years from right now, it would be Friday, February 3rd, or some day of the week, because the days move around. Some day of the week, February 3rd, 2123. Okay? And the Drumpf family, formerly known as something else, I made up a name for what their old real name used to be. Or no, maybe their new name is the Trump? I forget. You know how the Trump family's name used to be literally Drumpf? That's a real thing. Like way back in the day, they were the Drumpfs, I think. And then they changed it to Trump. Or Drumpf is not accurate, but they were something else. They changed their family name to Trump. And they had some other older, weird, Germanic, European name that I don't remember what it meant, but it sounded funny. It sounded funny. I digress. So the whole coincidence of coincidences happened again. Grandfather Trump, Crump, whatever I call them now, they have a new made-up fictional name so that I'm not just saying Trump all over the place. And I forget where it is, but it's somewhere. There's an episode of the podcast called The Something Something Empire. Where is it? Yay, I'm getting my mud water soon. Where is... Hold on, I'm looking this up so I can tell you. I think I put it in the title. Sprecher. No, I gotta type things correctly. The incorrigible Mr. Zeppo at Sprecher.com hosts a podcast called The Almost Daily Zencast, and a little while back, one of the episodes is called The Trifecta Crumpft Empire of the planet Hertz. It's TheARTHZ or something like that. Okay, anyways, the Crumpft family, whose former name was something, and I think I was toying with saying that their ancient, secret, forgotten family name was actually Trump, which might be the parody play on blah, blah, blah. Of course I'm making fun of them or, satirizing them, which we're allowed to do. We're literally getting into Trump tyranny if you're not allowed to poke fun a little bit at Trump, you guys. It's not because I hate him. It's because he's weird. His comb over is crazy. And he literally spray tans himself orange. And he's horrible at politics. But he's excellent at whatever it is you call the herding of cats of people to support him as a politician. But I digress. In this empire, what do I call it? The Crumpft Empire. The Crumpft Empire. There is an alphabet soup intelligence agency, mega agency, which might just be called the company, but that's an old hack. And our agent is the lead in this tactical national home front defense black bag operatives. They can do intelligence gathering and tactical operations in homeland, in territory, and internationally, right? In sort of all the horrible ways you could take an American James Bond kind of thing and make it kind of just icky and gross. And they're doing all these horrible things, and she's like, oh God, she's going to have a crisis of consciousness. All right, anyways, what is the name of her book series called? I need to go to, oh, we were looking at it on Wattpad. And I think I'm logged out of Wattpad right now. Oh, I should have changed that too before it went through, but oh well, too late, next month. Or maybe I did, I don't remember now. Maybe I'm glad I didn't. Okay, sorry, that's got nothing to do with anything. Her 0 Hour. She is the main female investigative action figure. Okay, we're gonna call this we gotta finish this posting. DJ's add a little music, please, to make this all more bearable. Okay. Introducing Agent Mac, leading character from the yet-to-be-completed sci-fi action-adventure. What else do we? What other crazy descriptors we want to describe it with? The sci-fi spycraft action adventure. Oops, I did not spell spycraft correctly. Come here, individual widget. Give me the individual widget. Doesn't have a C there. Delete. Spycraft action adventure. Colon or doodle bad? Part of the Zeppoverse book collection. There we go. Now we got it. We gotta hashtag this. Hashtag. Now hashtag Mr. Zeppo. I should start with my brand, my main brand name. Then hashtag. AI concept art. Hashtag Wombo Art Dream App. Hashtag Welcome to the Zeppoverse. Oops, hold on a second. Let's not have typos. Welcome to the Zeppoverse. Cool. Enough. Tweeting. Bloop. And publishing. Good times. Okay, so this is the kind of thing. Now we lost all the other ones, which is insane, but we saved them. And in theory, we could re-upload them as like starting points. See here how the other ones are? Although sometimes that doesn't like it. Sometimes it doesn't work. It's like, oh, this is already a final rendering. I've got to remember the other character names of the book series that I'm writing. And think about other things I can describe. But here's something that I thought about that I was like, I want to just try it. And I already forgot what it's called. What was the word? Oh, yeah. Toroidal. No. Probability waveform. Where's the regular? I can spell the right word. Function. Oh my god, that's still also... Let's delete this. Probability waveform function. I'm trying to pick the phrasing for the thing. What's this new button down here? It's like a magic eraser, magic pen button. I don't know what that is. Toroidal probability waveform function. Oh no, we should start with fractal holographic at the beginning. Come here, you. Tunnel. Or should I use wormhole tunnel? I think wormhole might skew it. Let's just leave it alone with that, like that, and see what it does. I'm gonna do that, and I want to do it not realistic. Let's go. Let's give it a break from that style. One of these was super spacey, I thought, like really cosmic, but I don't remember it now. Synthwave is really like interesting and weird. Some of these filters just like ruin or, you know, kind of destroy what's being made. I'm tempted by line art. I don't know what the city might look like. I don't think diorama will work right. Comic, HDR. I'm not even sure what HDR is supposed to stand for or what it's supposed to do, but let's just leave realistic and see what happens. Fractal holographic toroidal probability waveform function tunnel. No inputted image. If what we get is super wild and crazy, we'll put some imagery in to try to help. Oh, whoa. What the? These are cool. You betcha I'm saving these. That's what I like. This is so worth it. Saving variants. Okay, which one am I going to publish? I really like the first one, the third one, and the fourth one. I don't know which one to publish. I wish I could publish them all. Can't I publish them all? That would be so dope if I could pick 3 to publish. If I click through to one of them and then back up, I don't know if I come back to this or if it restarts with the prompt. So I must choose one and go with it. Name the artwork. It's a shame we only get 20 characters to name the title. That should be a little bit more. Not 100, but that should be like 60. There it is. We will share this one so that we have... Let's see what sharing on Instagram looks like. Will this go to my stories or will this go to my feed? I hope it goes to stories because it's the right... Oh, don't tell me it just pooped out. Do I not have Instagram installed? That might be a thing. No, I think I do. Never mind. Okay, we're going to publish this. And then we'll deal with sharing it later. I'm going to delete some of these. As you can see, for those of you who weren't here for this episode, I talked about this briefly in a previous show. I took a real picture of me, which you've seen before. There's me leaning up against that iron bar. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh, photos. It's not going to be in slideshow. It's not going to be. It's going to be in Mr. Zeppo brand art. Just going to be way down here. Some more time lapses we can show. Dream. It's this picture, but not that picture, because that's a weird. I made it into. Somewhere there's a cutout of me. It's reversed. So I took that picture in its original form, which I guess this one without the Mr. Zeppo lettering. They're so scattered around. I'm not well organized, friends. So that's what I did, and I pumped it through, and that's how I got these guys. I just kept pumping variations and tweaking the description. But anyways, there's the welcome to the Zeppoverse background, and I kept tweaking the description, making it fractally. Ooh, I like that one. ZZZ Zeppoverse, organic fractal spiral with cosmic clouds. All right, so we've got what I want to try is that same. We've cleansed the palette with the tunnel. Let's go over here. Let's type this thing, prompt history, character of portrait of Angel Mac, and then try different. Let's try this version of realistic, and then we'll try different things and see what we get. We're just going to keep character portrait of Mac. She is a tall, attractive. Let's see what we get. We've read it before. We might tweak it a little bit as we work with different things. And we're going to save all of them that are like cool looking. Interesting. This one's pretty all right. Again, the eyes look kind of creepy, fake. Super creepy fake eyes, and the face is not that great. Am I going to save that? I mean, for sketching purposes, it's all right. If I'm going to go through and retrace this one's great. We're going to save that one. That's the one we're going to work on. Whoa, that's a fail. Although the pose is kind of fun, I guess. Okay. I kind of want to generate this again. She has, I forget what her funny title, which she's not just Agent Mac. She's like some sort of boss lady name. On purpose. I'm not absentmindedly chauvinist, but in Trumptopia, there's just sort of like a tacit chauvinism that's like celebrated because we're obviously poking fun at the awkwardness of how tacitly chauvinist that kind of hyper red manly man culture can be sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Not Commander S. Oh, cool. So you're open, boom. Oh, cool. So you're open, boom. Now we're going to share to Instagram. And hopefully it doesn't poop out on us. Come on, sharing. Get us over into stories. No? Did we poop out? Did we go to Instagram? No. All right, so that's not working, apparently. Or not working very well. Share to Facebook. That is working. Bum ba da bum bum bum. What did I call it? It's not midnight hour. Action adventure book. What's it called? 0 Hour. That's right. The 0 Hour series. Okay. Hashtag. All right. Sharing that. Boop. Feed and story or just story? Let's go with story, I guess. Oh, maybe that's not loading. Let's see if it takes a hot minute to load. Do I have to click on this first? Can I click on feed and story or not? I don't think it's going to let me. The drama, the suspense, friends, as it whirligig whirls. Let's just share it onto the thing as opposed. And publish, just in case I hadn't already. I don't think I had. All right. I want to redo this one. This one is so creepy looking. And like, what's with this garage? What's with the pants? All right, good times. Let's take a look at some of the other ones that we've got here. So recent, let's albums. Yeah, art archives. So we have old ones. Some of these other ones, they did not come out very real. Character design. Oh, here's some. Oh, here's one with an app that I never use that I really should use more often. I don't think that's me. I think that's me editing. It gives you fashion templates, and then you create like the costume design over it. Spark post. Here's a bunch of book covers. Here's Hard Knock Life. I should find that image and resave it and upload it to the AI machine. Here's the Almost Daily Zencast, hosted by yours truly, Okay. Do we have other book covers? Yeah. Forgiving Bobby McGee. It's a prequel. Book covers of the Zeppoverse. What were we doing? We were looking for something. Oh, we're looking for the Dream folder to see if it's the newest ones. Inspired or based, facilitated by a character that I clipped from a video game. This one's just a straight input. Did I not publish this one? This one was just like, whatever the text described was, and I didn't print I didn't save it with the frame, which is, I lament. Did I not save any of these with the frame? I love saving them with the frame because then it's like, oh, that's what I wrote. Apparently not. These are just the saves without the frame. What happened when I exported them with the frame? Maybe it's not doing that anymore. Weird. Could have sworn. But in recents, hold on. Library. You can see here it is. There's the frame. That's what I'm talking about. Commander Mac. Dream AI. Made with Dream. I want those. There's the regular save. Those ones I didn't make a thing. And those ones I did not make a thing. But where is that one saving if it's not in the same folder? There's the one with the frame. There's not. No frame. Oh. Oh, there we go. No frame. Apparently I saved those twice. There's a screen grab I got when I like rendered those. There's the fitness one. This I generated. This I saved from someone else. Maybe he doesn't like it when you remix. No, because I clicked within it from inside of it remix. I didn't save this and then try to upload it. There's a screen grab whenever I generated those. I saved this one because I wanted to generate that one. If her eyes weren't so weird or dark, and her hand's not so like, what is going on with that? And why is there like text blurbs down here? This is a fun like neon splash comic book doodle version. We've looked at these before. I think this is the original one. This one's got the best hands. Huh. Their faces are very similar but slightly different. This one's got the best hands and eyes. Where's the heart icon? This one. This has got the best eyebrows though. Oof. I mean, those are all great and very similar, but if I had the skill, I would like, boop, steal that eyebrow with that extra bit of like, The abs on this one are a little too weirdly realistic, but also creepy looking, like asymmetrical and stuff. Whose arms are the best? I think this. Ooh, it's a tie between this one and this one. Very good. Little detailed things. This one's something wonky about it. The muscles all bleh. This one's a fail. I will sketch from these though. Okay, we'll put these. Let's do one. What are we gonna do? Let's do an example. Which is the one with the best hands? This one. Okay, so a couple things we can do. Let's book. Did we already heart this? Yes, we did. So a couple of fun, crazy things we can do to like render new art. Let's go to Photoshop. Let's start with Photoshop. This has a complicated background. Photos. Let's see if we can find her easily. Oh, it's hard to tell which one she is. It's either this. It's the hearted one. Yeah, it's the one with the heart. Oh, what's the difference to that one and the one right next to it? The one right next to the one with the heart has got the same hands going on with it. No, that one's hands are slightly better. Colors are slightly different, and the lip gloss is slightly different, but I can't see her face. Then there's the very, very first one, which is super cool. Which one should we try to cut out? Either the hearted one or the very, very, very first one. Let's go with the hearted one. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We've got her. Yes, we'd like her. And we're going to go... selecting things. I don't know how much of this it'll let you show, but I'm gonna invert it. Refine the edge. Should I feather it? I do very little. Like 0.6. 1% smoothing. Okay. And then I'm gonna erase the surrounding stuff. Boop. There we go. It's a shame her elbows don't fit inside the picture. They're cut out. It would have been great if everything had been scaled in such a way. Alright, so we've done that her elbows weren't getting cut off on top of everything. We're going to export this. Boom. We're going to save image. Groovy. Alright, we're doing that. Now, we're going to go... maybe we're going to go look at it. Right? Shouldn't it be here? Where is it? Recent? There we go. Looks pretty cool. Let's see what happens when we drop it into one of these, one of the clever, quick... Was it VectorQ? VectorQ does quick vectorizing. It's not 100%, but boom. So pure vector. It keeps transparencies. Global detail 100%. Colors 100. Stroke. We're going to improve it, but not very much. Too heavy and it starts to look gross. Now we need to get rid of the S, artistically speaking, because it's too much like Superman, although it's gold. But see, we can do that real quick. We should have deleted the S in something else first. But now we've got like a, you know, it's a derivative. You can tell that it's... Anyways, camera roll. Boom. And we can do different... Oh, look at that. That one kind of changed the color a bit. There's some, you know... You can do fun... Some of these won't work, although some of them work really well. If you want to make posters of similar... Whoa. Some of these I've never seen before. They're new. Cool. They've updated. Ink. See, I could take that and then... Although it's funny how... Let's make this off the detail. Why does her arm disappear? Like her upper arm doesn't have a good... That's way too much. Shame her arm disappears. It's really weird. What happens when we go plotter? Huh. Anyways. Okay, so there's always things like that. But then we can also go... Let's go Vectornator, see what it does. New import photo. The first cutout. All right, now I remembered where this was, and now I forgot again. It's in a really awkward, like, not outline mode. Settings? No. Artboard grid? No. Oh, where was it? No. Oh, no, clear that out. Okay. Oh, where is it? Iconator. Not Iconator. Templates, symbols, upsplash. Crop. Remove background. Trace. There we go. Auto trace. Let's see what it does with the basic default settings set where they are. Auto trace. See, look, wow, what a horrible vector. I mean, that looks like horrible video game design art from like 50 years ago. Illustration, min path size, 10%, level of detail, low, regular, high. Let's see what it renders. Blah. That's sad. Keep source image. No. I don't know what min path size actually does. Sketch. Auto trace. Huh. See, that's easy, but the image is still back there. That's why. Like, it did this thing. Let's see what that looks like without the image staying back there. Mm-hmm. That's all right. That's an easy one, though. 72%. Yeah. None of these are like effects I would be super excited to do or want to work with right now. Why does her wrist look so wonky? I'd fix that. I wish I could fix that with this, but I can't. Photography. Minimum path size. So, not... I mean, look at the terrible level of detail. Not exactly that exciting over here. So, we'll back out of this. Oh, this is one I tried with the cutout of Ancient Motoko. This is great for abstract, like, iconic Apple art, like this kind of stuff. This is great for making, or this kind of thing. But I found that trying to rasterize or vectorize, it's not super great at. Vector Q, a little bit prettier. Now with these other ones, I mean, Paint Can, we can do Paint Can. Let's do that. Let's start with a new photo of our Paint Can would like to access your photos. Select more photos, keep current selection. Okay. I'm using it gave it a black background, which will be fun. Okay. Faces. Whoa. So you can make it really detailed up in here. Oops, I kind of liked what the eye looked like. Not there. There. And like the more you go over it, the more it kind of tries to reconfigure it if it thinks that you didn't like something. It kind of gives an angularity based on your strokes also. Oops, I kind of like that incompletedness there. Okay. Of course, it will look very much like what you let's go with organic part of this here. Oh, actually, back that up. There, I like that. See, the more you zoom in, like the tighter the detail that you're applying to the drawing becomes. I kind of like that that's there, like that. And patchy, of course, a little bit. I don't want this to disappear, but I also want to like support it a little bit. There we go, like that. Love that. Yes, because I want to give it a paintbrushy vibe. Kind of love that way it worked out right there. Okay, structured. Let's see what that does. Give some curl detail and some weird. And then we'll draw over that a little bit. Good times. I wish I had more mushroom coffee and or real coffee. Get a little bit of that structured look going on in here. So yeah, it's fun to like play with it and like do more than just go blah all over it, you know? Like you can add little levels of nuance by kind of playing with how zoom in you are and where you interact with what you've already painted. Okay. Nope. Kind of love where things were with that. Actually, yep, get rid of all that. Light. There we go. Not so intense over there. This will be fun because although this will look just like the image we cut out and we brought into it, it'll also have its own fun, detailed, like, oh wow, it kind of looks like a painting of that image, you know? Heavy. This might also take a while. Oh, we did coarse for this stuff. And then, nope, undo that. Let's go with face. Sometimes light browns get really dark brown for some reason. wasn't liking face there. Oh no, undo that. Outlines, organic, outlines. That's what we wanted. This is kind of hilariously awesome. I love it. Scale matters. Like big time. It's kind of awesome. Oops. Nope. That was kind of perfect the way it was. There we go. Too splotchy. Oops. Nope. Nope. Okay. Oh no. I'm having a blast. Hope you guys are too. This is wild and wacky. Never actually really done this before. And that is, you know, try to make this art business work out in terms of like how it functions. I don't know if this is going to work the way I wanted to do. Maybe if I go super detailed with it. Smooth it out a little bit. Okay. Oh, why isn't it gold popping? I wanted the gold pop. Nope. That's not smoothing. Anyways, structured. Not lines, outlines. Oops, I like that. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Now, there's the original image, there's the new painting image, and if we hide the painting image from behind it, that's what goes away. I don't know what to do about this, except I kind of want to erase it. Some of it's too far back, apparently, to erase. Or it's just not letting me for some reason. Oh, there it is. Let's see what that looks like. No, go away. Okay. Trying to get rid of the symbol there. So we can maybe just blotch it in black, you know? Well, we'll deal with that later. Should I just fill in the super S, or should I delete it? Can I just paint? No, it's gonna paint what's behind there. That's a bummer. I guess we should finish it, let it exist, and then it can get deleted. Okay. Rip edges. Oh, undo. Manual. Let's make that smaller. And a little bit less. Whoa. Rip edges. Okay. I don't know why I thought that was cool. There it is. Mm. Well, there we go. Image saved to photos. I guess I can delete the S here real quick. Erase. Erase. Nope, erase. Opacity 100%. We will send off one without the S and one with the S to see what happens. Okay. Let me just paint that in with some other. Save. I don't know what the difference is between save and share. No, we already saved it. Okay. Let's. Anyways, that was fun and interesting. So many other apps we can drop that same thing into. Adobe Draw does something wild. I think Adobe Draw is no longer available. Download Fresco. Oh, right. I forgot about that. Wow. Go back over here. It's funny because this thing keeps getting updates. We should probably delete it. Okay, Adobe Fresco. Cool. As you can see, sketch or draw project. Photoshop file. No. Not Photoshop file. Cancel. Cancel. Downloads. No. Cancel this. Cancel that. Import and open. Sketch or draw project. Now, this is from other projects. Well, I've got to figure that out. I've got to spend some time off screen. But we'll be playing with more of this, some more, for the purposes of generating more kind of original art. That, well, not original art, but, you know, like take this and actually sketch it by hand. Which may include the idea of me printing it and then sketching it over by hand as part of like training, because my hand needs to learn how to draw way better than it does right now. But we're going to do more character designs like this based on different descriptions, and more AI art stuff like this in the not too distant future. This was just sort of like an initial kicking off of that presentation, this style presentation. Thank you so much for tuning in, friends. I have been your humble host, the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo, broadcasting you live from my iPad Pro, featuring Wombo's Dream AR app thingamahoo. Come on down and check things out. We'll be making more art characters and playing with stuff and then tweaking it in different apps in the not too distant future. I'm going to take a break, take a station break, maybe grab a bite to eat, and then we'll see what shenanigans we get into later today. Please do visit solo.to/Mr. Zeppo. I'll drop it in chat for anyone reading along. Check out all the different art shenanigans we've got going on, and then tune in and join us as we dive into the Wattpad literature side of things. In fact, I might be doing that later today. Might be writing a scene and then talking to OpenAI's ChatGPT about it and seeing if I can get it to contribute some collaborative content, and then trying to get some of that content to generate AI art, which I will then play with and re-engineer to be my art. Okay, thanks for being here. I'll be back eventually after a brief break. Peace be with you. Go be good human beings to each other out there in the real world and not just in the game lobbies. Go have fun doing all the fun things that you do. And thank you for dropping in, making time to check out my content. Your support is deeply appreciated. Help this struggling streamer survive the near apocalypse. All right, I'm done chatting. This stream is now ending. Peace out.